Denver. This is Fox 31 News. We're on it.
A health alert this morning. Summer means some of us are ditching our shoes to feel the grass on our feet, but
nothing like being barefoot, right?
Exactly. I love being barefoot, but there are some myths about being barefoot that we'd love to hear you bust. I think it's
Steve, oh yeah, crack it up.
Yeah.
Steven is here with Xero shoes. So they make shoes, but the whole concept of these shoes is that it's more like being barefoot, right?
Exactly.
You've got some shoes that have an extremely thin bottom for a reason, right?
Well, the idea is to give you that natural barefoot experience, but with the protection that you need and a little style as well. Because human beings, for most of human history, just a little protection, something to hold that on your foot, and if you're living somewhere cold, some insulation as well.
Well, let's talk about the myths.
Right.
I think one of them, he's like, yeah, give it to me. What you got? Well, one of the myths is that, oh, if you're barefoot, it's bad for your feet, first of all.
No, it's the exact opposite. So you have a quarter of the bones and joints of your entire body in your feet and ankles.
Wow.
They're supposed to bend and move and flex, and if you don't let them do their job naturally, letting them bend and move and flex, all that function, which is about agility, mobility, balance, posture, tries to move up into your ankle, your knee, your hip, and your back, which aren't designed for that, which can cause a bunch of problems.
And this is part of the reason why you started this company, was because you said you started sprinting, you were getting injured all the time, and so you found that being barefoot really made a difference.
Well, here's the first thing about barefoot versus shoes. Can you kick one of those off?
Sure.
So I'm going to ask you a wacky question.
My old shoe, you like my socks
Oh,
there?
jeez. So take a look at the shape of this, and take a look at the shape of your foot.
Okay.
And you might notice that this pointy thing here, and look, it's even worse in athletic shoes, where they get super pointy. That's not the shape of your foot.
No.
So that squeezes your toes together. If you're going to drop...
Oh, you're talking about the front, so I see what you're saying.
Here.
Yeah.
So if you were going to drop and do some push-ups, you don't do this with your fingers, you do this with your fingers. Same thing, if your toes can't move properly, you can't move properly.
They spread out.
Your body. Exactly.
Interesting.
So that's one thing. Want to hear my favorite myth?
Yes.
You're not allowed to go into stores barefoot. There's no law in the world about that. The only time I've been hassled in Whole Foods at Boulder, I was in there barefoot and they got really mad.
In Boulder?
Yeah, I know. They said you can't be here barefoot.
Of all places, I think they'd welcome that.
Well, it's a place where it's okay if you're breastfeeding someone's dog, but barefoot is not okay.
I've never seen that.
You haven't been there long enough.
Well, why is it? What is it? Sanitary reasons, obviously?
I have no idea. A lot of it's just mythology.
No shirt, no shoes, no service, right?
No, you can set that, but it's not a law anywhere.
Right.
Some people think it's the law you can't be barefoot driving. Not a law anywhere. Totally fine. But the other thing is simply that it's dangerous, that you need arch support and motion control and all those things that are built into shoes.
Right.
But you don't. The research shows that if you're using a shoe that lets you move just like being barefoot, you actually build foot muscle strength as much as if you were doing an actual exercise program.
Well, this is one of your shoes, but it seems to have pretty decent support on the bottom.
That's a fake out because there's a bunch of padding in there that we didn't take out. Here, get rid of that.
There we go.
So there's actually no support. It's letting your foot be the support.
Okay.
So an arch is the most stable structure that we've ever developed. You have 3 of them in your feet, and you can't use them properly if they're being supported. Research shows that if you put arch support in the shoes of healthy athletes, within 12 weeks they've lost 17% of the muscle mass in their feet. Tell me when weaker is better than stronger.
Does it take time to build that back up, though?
Not very much, but always it takes a little bit of time. It's like going to the gym. You don't start in the gym doing 8 hours of bicep curls. You do a set. Dude, day 1, 8 hours of bicep curls. I'm not seeing the effect of that. Maybe it's the suit. Maybe
well played, well played. Yeah, I had it all.
You don't want to show off.
All right, so how can people find out more about your shoes?
Xeroshoes.com, Xero shoes.com. Of course, if you go to Zero, it'll get there as well. So we have a whole line of boots, shoes, and sandals for casual and performance that people wear for everything from taking a walk to running 100-mile ultramarathons.
We didn't even get into how bad heels are for you.
Yeah,
I know.
It's so easy.
I'm glad we didn't get into that because I would be very ashamed right now. But hey, the bosses make me wear heels, so this is what we got.
I get it.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Let's send things over to Kylie.